Okay, the Layercake Thermite. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to start off with the flash, the one on the top, which is in here. We got magnesium and silver nitrate. I'm going to shake it up before I shake them all up, mix them all up, and then water will start that one. That'll be on the top. Underneath, we've got the Hyperthermite, hematite, and magnesium. Okay, reacting, very high temperature, but I'm using the black hematite, not the red. So this I'm using the black version. Okay, there's a variant on hematite. Okay, and then that will trigger below it the regular old thermite, which flows much better. And I've got that prepared, which will flow out the bottom. I widened the hole a lot. You can't see it there. And I put a little bit of magnesium shreddings on the bottom, just to make sure that the corners react, because sometimes you wind up with some left over, and that should also make some sparky, spectacular stuff. And then I'm hoping it pours through, and then underneath that, I'm gonna have a layer cake with, I'm gonna have some salt, and I'm gonna have another layer of some magnesium that'll be sparkly, and then I'm gonna try to smelt, I'm gonna try to make brass using zinc and copper mixed together, and that's a little piece of silver. I just had them threw in there to see if we could melt that too. So these are inside the aluminum, and I'm gonna put a crucible lid underneath filled with just salt, just regular old salt, and we'll see what we get out of that. Oh yeah, this was the product of just the Hyperthermite that I did yesterday for the first time, and it's kind of a honeycomb. It's kind of more brittle. It doesn't have a laminar flow. So I think that's why it didn't flow out of the pot. It just didn't flow very well. This was like at the bottom of the flower pot. Okay, so let's see how this goes. Layercake Thermite, including the Hyperthermite. Boom! Boom! Good, good. Okay. All right, so this one is a good one. This is dedicated to the former Mr. Guerra, who was my great colleague who always inspired me. So sorry about the lawnmowers. This is gonna be a Layercake Thermite. And what we're gonna do is start it off with the flash, this one, because magnesium definitely beats silver, okay? And then we're gonna trigger the Hyperthermite because magnesium severely beats iron, and that's on the top in here. Then underneath, I have the regular old thermite because that flows better. It turns out the Hyperthermite doesn't flow very well. It makes this sort of a honeycomb product. It's more brittle, and I guess it's just not, it doesn't have a laminar flow. So it doesn't come out of the flower pot. I've opened up a big hole on the bottom, much larger, probably like close to 2 centimeters, really big one. And I've got on the bottom a crucible, and this is just empty. Fahrenheit 451. I've got layers of aluminum, and underneath I'm trying to make some brass. I've got copper and zinc and a little bit of silver in there. And underneath I have the salt. At the bottom, that's just some salt to melt for an ionic compound. So it's all set to go, and all I gotta do is put in the flash and spray it. And as you know, I never miss. And if I did, I wouldn't edit it out of a video. That would not be okay, right? If I miss fire. Okay, so here goes. This is the flash, this gray powder, this mixture. Gotta make sure it's mixed, and this is gonna provide the initial kickoff. I have this so it doesn't fly out. That'll be the big thing on top, triggering the Hyperthermite, which will be so hot, probably 2,500 Celsius, well over 4,000 Fahrenheit. And then that is definitely gonna get the regular thermite going even better than usual. So we might achieve higher temperatures down here. We'll see, we'll see. And I can poke it, and I can grab it for you, and let's go, okay? Okay, ready? Ready for this? I never miss. This is my first shot, no joke. Oh, I did this. Whoa, there goes the flash. There goes the flash. Now that is the Hyperthermite, and it's gonna trigger the regular thermite. Woo! Woo! 4,000 degrees, guys. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole, or like at least